In this how-to video, we're going to build off of a previous how-to video that we made about installing vinyl siding. We're going to need tools and materials. Usually what we start with first is the exterior corners, because the exterior corners are the vertical pieces that define the outer limits of our wall. An exterior corner is a very simple vinyl piece that allows the siding to lock into it and basically provides the ground for the siding. What we're going to do is we're going to cut this exterior corner the length that the wall is high. In this case it's 71.5. And I took the liberty of cutting this beforehand. We're going to do this demonstration. It's just a demonstration on this tiny little wall, which has pretty much all the elements that a long wall would have. You'll notice that I've snapped a chalk line here. The chalk line is very important because it establishes, first of all, where the exterior corner has to be, and it also establishes plumb. Plumb is level vertically for us people who aren't carpenters. Where does that chalk line get installed? It gets installed basically on a measurement from the outside edge of my corner to the inside edge of my exterior corner, and if I take that measure, it will end up being 2.5 inches. So I snap back here 2.5 inches, snap it all the way down. I cut this one nice and clean so that you could see it. I'm just going to put that to one side. And we'll start with this exterior corner here. So I'm going to put the exterior corner up. As you'll notice, the exterior corner is very flexible. I'm not going to go right to the top because it's a bit awkward. I'm going to come down in the second little notch here, and I'm going to put a nail, and I'm going to put it in tight at the top of the notch. So the whole corner is basically hanging. I can have a tiny little bit of play up at the top. In fact, some manufacturers recommend having about 1/4 inch of play there, especially if I have a finishing on my soffit which will hide that. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down about every foot or so, and I'm going to put a nail so that this flange is following my chalk line. Now it's very important these nails are installed in the center of each one of these slots, and I put my nail in nice and straight, and I don't put it in too tight. And I'm just going to go all the way down like that. As with all vinyl, the nails should go in straight, they shouldn't be crooked, and they should be a little bit loose. I should have a good 1/16 of an inch. And it's better for me to have more than less because vinyl expands and contracts in the heat and the cold. So we fixed it at the top and we're letting the rest of it go up and down. So now that we have our two vertical definitions of our wall, we have to put our starter strip and we have to put our moldings around the window. We're going to start with our starter strip. Starter strip's a very basic piece of molding that allows us to hook our siding onto it. So I'm not even going to use my tape measure. I don't believe in using my tape measure unless I absolutely have to. It is recommended that I leave a little bit of expansion space between my two pieces. This is going to come in line right with my exterior corner, and I'm going to put some nails up in here. Now, they say, the manufacturer says, you want to keep this loose. Of all the pieces that I install that I over tighten my nails, this is one of them because it's the first piece. So I tend to put more nails than I need, and I tend to put them in a little tighter than I'm supposed to. You'll notice that there's two strips of nails. So if I could, I would put a second row of nails there. I can't in this case because my furring is too small. I'm going to measure from the inside of my corner to the inside of my corner, which is 32.25. So if you remember from my other demonstration, we have to cut our siding a little bit short. The shorter the siding, the less important that gap is. The bigger the siding, the more important, because more vinyl, more expansion. This is 32.25. I'm going to cut it 3/8 of an inch shorter than 32.25. So that's going to be 31 7/8. So I'm just going to put it in. I'm going to lock it into the place of that starter strip. And then, as you can see, I can play with it. I'm going to nail that up, and I'm going to continue all the way up the wall just like I'm going to finish.